Hey guys, AJ here, back with another one for you, back with some more foolishness. And guys, buckle in for this one, right? And guys, over here, I had a string of videos of women not to date, and I need to make a follow up one called Don't Date Women That Have Massive Amounts of Debt. Okay? So that video is coming down the pipeline. Guys, do not date women who have debt. Okay? Student loan debt, credit card debt, a mortgage, okay. But credit card debt, student loan debt, some crazy expensive car that they're still paying on some high interest loan that isn't worth anything anymore. Don't do it, guys. Do not do it, because ultimately they want you to pay it off for them. All right? That's why they're looking for a boyfriend, fiance, husband. It's because they expect you to swoop in and save them. Okay? Don't do it. Okay? So we have an article here from Market Watch, from their Fix My Wallet column. It says, my husband who refuses to pay my student loans. His reason: I took out the loans before we were together. Is there some loophole to get him to pay? Yes, guys, you heard that. Look, they didn't even word it in a way that like wasn't conniving, right? She didn't say, how do I reason with him to help me? It's, is there some loophole to get him to pay? As in, like, he's gonna pay. Oh man, this person can't even sound like they have like, oh, I just want him to help. Oh no, it's like, what loophole? How can I bamboozle my husband into making him pay? How can I force him to pay through legal means? Man, guys. Now, we're going to jump into this. But before we do, guys, please remember to like, subscribe, drop a comment. It really helps to keep this channel going. And hit that notification bell, guys. Now, we haven't even read the article yet, but I can tell you the husband's at fault for marrying this broad in the first place, okay? Do not marry a woman that has lots of student loan debt. Do not do it. And you might ask, AJ, so what about the flip side? All right, women, don't marry men that have a whole bunch of needless debt either. All right? But oftentimes men tend to pay off debts more, and if they did go into student loan debt, they have degrees that actually make them money. So they'll have like 6 figures worth of student loan debt and be a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, or whatever, where at some point they could pay that debt off. But women, on the flip side, they will get into debt 6-7 figures or whatever to be a social worker, a teacher, have their PhD in education or something, and they're making 60 grand a year with like $300,000 worth of debt. So it's not the same thing, right? It's not. So, question. This is from the person who wrote in. I'm married but unemployed. My husband, he refuses to pay my student loans. Because, of course, she's unemployed, right? So my husband refuses to pay my student loans, which I had before we were dating. Do I have access to the money? Yes. But if I were to touch it, it could cause a divorce because he feels that it's not his responsibility, as we were not together at the time that I had acquired the student loans. Is there any way to get out of it? Or is there some type of loophole? I haven't worked in years, and I don't even know how I would repay these on my own. Now, guys, let's analyze this paragraph. Sorry, guys. I just gotta laugh at how crazy this is. And put it in the comments. Does anything surprise you anymore, guys? Honestly, right? Look, I am married but unemployed, so she doesn't have a job, okay? And hasn't worked in years, so what does she even go to college for, right? Like, does this person have a disability? Like, what's going on? They haven't worked in years. And obviously, the husband makes enough because there's enough money to pay off the loans. But like I said, do I have access to the money? Yes, that's her husband's money because she hasn't been working, okay? Don't have joint bank accounts, guys. Do not do it. Because she's saying her reasoning is she has access to the money. But she's just trying to be considerate by not stealing her husband's money that he works for and paying off her debt. And you would think that she would want to work to pay off the debt, but she hasn't worked in years. In years. And now she's trying to say, is there some type of loophole? I haven't worked in years, but I don't even know how I would repay these back on my own. So, guys, she basically went to school and wasted her time and money because she's not going to work. And let's just say they have kids. Guys, isn't it crazy how women will take out debt just to like get married and have kids and not want to work anymore? So what did you even go to school for? What did you even get a quote unquote career for if you just want to throw it away? Let's say that that's the scenario. This woman went to school, got a job, got her degree, and now she's a stay-at-home mom. She basically took the spot of someone that would be more productive and wasted it, okay? So let's just see what this person has to say. Answer. So the short answer, at least in your case, is this. In general, since you took out the loans before you were married, there's no loophole. Your husband isn't legally responsible for your debt, says Leslie H. Tyne, a financial attorney. So I guess that's a good thing. And that that the husband's not responsible for it, right? But, there's always a but, guys. She has access to his money. So she can go behind his back and just pay it off anyways. So this guy is a moron for even marrying this woman in the first place. And I guarantee this is this woman's last, step or last kind of, questioning in her mind before she just goes and does it anyways. I bet you has $1,000 that she's just going to go and grab the money, pay it off, and then deal with her husband's bad attitude for a little while. Okay? Now, guys, okay. So there's more to the answer here. Okay, even if a couple's married, when one spouse takes out a student loan, the debt may still belong to the person who took it out. However, a spouse would be responsible in situations like if they co-signed the student loan, or if the loan was taken out after marriage and the couple lives in a community property state like Arizona, California, Idaho, Louisiana, Nevada, New Mexico, Texas, Washington, or Wisconsin. Guys, don't get married in any of these states. Don't get married in Arizona, California, Idaho, Louisiana, Nevada, New Mexico, Texas, Washington, or Wisconsin, right? That said, if you refinance and both put your names on the loan, your husband then becomes legally responsible for your debt. Guys, don't ever do that. Don't ever have your girlfriend, wife, fiance be, if you sign onto my loan, we can refinance for a lower interest rate and make my payment lower. Then you're on the hook too. That would almost be as bad as adopting some chick's kids, right? Except you're adopting her debt. Okay. At some point, Tane says being delinquent on federal student loans can mean that the government can confiscate joint tax returns. This could impact you if you file taxes jointly as a married couple. They could also garnish your Social Security if your loan goes into default. Guys, I know a lot about student loans. I didn't know that they can get your Social Security. Well, guys, I'm Generation X, and if you guys are millennials, we won't even have SSI, Social Security at this point. So for anyone in a similar situation with private loans, Tane says that you could get sued by the servicer for not paying. If you default on a private loan, seek out a student loan attorney. Now, guys, there are some comments here, right? Let's see. And then it says, look, this issue underscores a bigger issue that many couples face, the importance of having difficult conversations about money with a potential life partner before merging your finances. Guys, always get to know what a woman's financial situation is. Bad credit, run. Lots of debt, run. All right? Student loans, run, right? Okay. So there's some comments here. This guy, Bob says, so when I married my wife 28 years ago and still going strong, she was in pharmacy school and had $75,000 in student debt. About $125,000 in today's dollars. Now, guys, that's pharmacy school, so she can make some pretty good money there. So that's a little bit different. I mean, that's still something that I would consider. But I know a guy, you guys, his wife is a pharmacist. She has $275,000 in debt for her degree. There's no way she's paying that off anytime soon. Now look, guys, he says, I took on a second job and worked hard to pay off those 8% loans in 4 years. We pinched our pennies, lived in a humble one bedroom, and had old cars. But 5 years later, not only was the debt paid off, but we had enough for a down payment on a home. This guy is a fool. This guy is a moron. And you guys put in the comments if you would have done what good old Bob did. Because she could have left him right there. He said he paid off this debt. He worked 2 jobs for 4 years to pay off this debt. What if she'd left him right there? And guys, there are plenty of stories where you hear of a guy paying off the student loan debt and the woman just leaves right there. She's like, all right, bye. You know? I came from a large family of rampant divorce. I was schooled hard for doing that. But when two get married, they become one for better or worse in times of sickness and health, and yes, financially. Now, that's nice when a guy says that, but we know that 80% of divorces are filed by women. And of course, this chick goes, yes, so we don't often realize what we had until it's gone. Work it out. Stay in love. It's small stuff when it comes down to money. Yeah, a woman can say that because a guy is usually paying for everything. Ridiculous. Life is sacrifice and rewards. Sounds like you have a wonderful life. Congrats. It's work worth doing. I wish I could have succeeded with my former spouse. Aside from his chemical dependency and the resulting consequences, we were in love. It was just too hard. Wait a minute. She said work it out, stay in love. And then she left her husband. Okay, fine. Still happily single and divorced after 40 years, but would be great to have a sweetie just the same. Work it out, folks. She's saying that when she left her husband. And this guy goes, Bob, first off, congrats on your hard work and self-sufficiency. Those two things are clearly paid off and have led to your success. I'm not suggesting that you're wrong for your approach, but I do think the situations are different since it appears that your wife used her degree and contributes substantially to your lifestyle. That is true. She didn't get an English degree or a liberal arts degree, you know? In this person, Kathy Edge, no one should expect others to pay for their loans. Facts. That being said, if young children in the home is a reason that you don't work, he should be less reticent about helping until the kids are old enough to have mom stay home. I don't know why more people don't discuss money issues before marriage or having kids. That's true. Money woes are usually the number one reason couples and families split, and most of it could be avoided by discussing and planning ahead. This Lynn Butcher says, LW says she hasn't worked in years. That gives me the impression that there are also no young children at home to take care of. That's facts. Because if it's been years and she had kids, so the kids should be in daycare or old enough to go to school. You'd think that she would have mentioned that if it was a factor in her not working at a job. That's true. Sounds like there's no reason why she shouldn't get a job. I'm guessing husband's tired of carrying the financial load by himself and wants her to get a job and knows this debt is premarital and unlikely to convey to him in a divorce, and their marriage is not good. This is coming from a woman. This woman's based. By now, with likely many years of non-payment, the loan balance has grown to an astronomical amount. I'm a little put off by the original poster's tone where she asks how to force him to pay. She doesn't sound like a team player. Facts, guys, facts. She's trying to force him to pay. Absolutely. So, guys, let me know what you think, okay? Let me know if the husband's in the right or if this knucklehead was this person's LP or LW or whatever who wrote in. Let me know if you think that that person's right. Let me know if you would ever pay off a woman's loans or debt. Ever. If you are a subscriber of mine, I hope that you say that you never would, because you would be a fool if you did. All right, you guys, this is AJ. I appreciate you guys. Like, subscribe, drop a comment, and I am out of here. Have a good one, guys.